Well, this is episode 100 of the Founders Focus, what used to be the Friday Focus. And I want to talk about vision a little bit more. We had the meeting in September. We talked about the why we're growing, why do we have the vision the way we do. And I'm going to talk today about kind of the how, like how it's going to happen. And I was looking into I can hear some reverberation. I was looking into a coach who works on helping founders create not just the vision, but explain it to their staff. And one of the things he talked about was really kind of clearly defining, is otherwise we assume that you're reading my mind and that you'll just pick it up through the grapevine, and then the message gets kind of lost. So I want to talk about a 3-year vision. And 3 years is long enough out that we know that we can have the confidence and courage to make the steps going forward, but not so far out that we can just kind of hope everything stays the same. So I'm talking about a 3-year vision for November of 2020. And this is going to be like more of a vivid vision. So it's November 2020, and we've had 3 good years. We've seen extraordinary growth, and we've expanded the metropolitan Detroit area. So now we're about 10 to 15 minutes from everybody, at least for our core services. Most of these locations have been what we call brick and mortar type. That means we buy or lease the real estate, and we hire the employees, and we put the beds in there and put the cabinets in. But we've also dabbled in utilizing existing medical practices to expand ourselves, and I'll go out in a moment. Exponential growth phase 1. We've been successful at buying practices in cities that are nonstop flight from Detroit. These are cities that are desirable and easy to travel to, and our existing staff can go there and coach the new offices. In each city, we've identified existing practices that were having some degree of distress, and we instilled our culture execution strategy to make the practices more effective. Initially, we've had to purchase medical practice to gain understanding of how, right now I'm distracted because it says affective, but it's supposed to be effective. We've gained understanding how to implement change in culture, leadership core values, execution and strategy. And execution is like how we do things. For example, the WIG and WIN process is our execution. The way we handle new patients is execution. Strategy is more about the what are you doing? So strategy could be our core patient is the one that wants to be easy to look and feel better with less risk. Another strategy would be how do we do it? We have an inviting staff that lets people experience the evolution in healthcare. That's the difference between execution and strategy. In the existing practices that we bought, we expanded in the same cities with more locations. We were able to leverage an existing provider and staff by letting them run 2 separate offices, which were each about twice as productive as a single one. Exponential growth phase 2. Again, this is within the 3-year time frame. We prepared for the second phase of exponential growth by thinking the way that other hyper-growth companies have operated, such as Airbnb and Uber. You'll see on Airbnb, they don't own any hotels or any houses, but they get people in the houses. Uber doesn't own cars or employ drivers, but it's the number 1 transportation company in the world. Airbnb is the number 1 hotel company in the world. And when we look at what we have that's very unique, is it our building? Is it our billing department? Is it our marketing? Is it our beautiful layout? Is it our staff? Those things might be exceptional. They are exceptional, but really it's our culture that allowed those things to become exceptional. And our culture is something that we can leverage, whereas really we can find people anywhere in the world to work with us and be part of our team. We can get buildings anywhere, but it's our culture that is unique and sets us apart. We've learned how to impact existing practices by leveraging our culture, including our processes of training and execution and strategy, into existing medical practice instead of expensive, slow process that we have done in the past, such as building out an office or buying an existing practice. We realize we can have a positive impact by more or less renting space, equipment, and personnel for 2 or 3 days a week in an existing practice. We continue to learn and grow. After learning from our successes and benefiting from our failures, we've learned the processes that are required to take an existing medical practice that is mediocre or struggling and make it wildly successful. Building off of this, we have become a desirable medical management company which medical practices want to bring into their business to help make them more successful. What we have done is learn how to leverage our existing strategies, execution principles, ownership thinking, and most of our culture into existing medical practices. We've learned the value we bring to our stakeholders, including our employees, our patients, our customers, our vendors, those that we do business with or purchase from, our community, and the health insurance companies that we do business with. They have all benefited where we have put our strategy in place. We've learned to hyper-focus on the necessity of all of our stakeholders having a benefit for any business decisions that we make. Building blocks for the future. We've been able to map out most of the United States in regards to communities that will most benefit from our presence. We are making plans to go outside of our current regions as well as having secondary hubs outside of Detroit. Our practice has continued to thrive and is mainly focused on the impact in a positive fashion on all of our stakeholders, and in every case having a positive benefit on the overall healthcare industry. We've identified areas of opportunity that we did not know existed in the past and have brought these to the forefront of availability so our customers can experience the evolution of healthcare, which makes it easy to look and feel better with less risk. We have built a first-class training center. We have defined training processes as well as defined expectations for those that we train. Before new employees begin to contact the customer, they understand our core values, our strategy, our execution principles, and our culture. Because we understand the importance of impacting the greater community, we have opened our training facility to other practices, even those that we compete directly with, to positively impact our community and the healthcare industry in general. Innovation. We have continued to understand the importance of innovation in the fast-changing world. We have learned to accept that fear comes along with accepting change. We have learned that the need for courage is equal to the need for growth, as well as personal and professional development. We have learned that the desire for courage-free life or the hope that nothing will change is a recipe for failure. We have accepted and learned that there is a constant need for new commitments, a constant need for courage to make those commitments, a steady need to develop new capabilities, which has consistently led to the confidence to do it all over again. We're a self-managed company. We've learned to avoid old-fashioned, traditional top-down leadership and have successfully developed a self-managed company where people work in teams instead of working for bosses. Individuals and teams have learned how to maximize their unique abilities as a team, as well as individuals within those teams. We have continually seen each other grow professionally and personally by taking advantage and leveraging the things that give us energy and excitement. Our economics, we've been very consciously consistent of our need to make profit, and we understand that the purpose of a business is not to profit, but without profit there's no business. We've been able to earn 2 to 3 times of our industry's profit margin, paying wages of 1.5 to 2 times industry standards, and accomplishing this working 20% fewer hours. So it's November of 2020. We have not executed our vision flawlessly. We have made plenty of mistakes, and we've had failures. But we have executed towards our vision. We have learned from our mistakes. When we have failed, we've failed forward. We measure ourselves from where we have come from and celebrate our successes. We've continued to be one of the best places to work in Michigan, and we're also becoming one of the best places to work in other regions. We've had a positive impact on countless lives and look forward to serving many more communities in the future. So that's the 3-year vision, and I've been working with different teams to accomplish that, and I want to have much clarity that we talked a month ago about the why we're going to do this. And this is the how. I'll put this on our website that you have access to it. Fix the effect, the misspellings there. And thank you very much.